All right, ladies and gents, let's make some spicy garlic noodles with some bok choy and shrimp. So, of course, you're gonna need your protein. I'm using shrimp. You can use chicken, you can use turkey, you can use tofu, you can do anything. Mine is shrimp. You're gonna need some bok choy. It is in the produce area of any grocery store. You're gonna need some pasta. I'm using egg pasta. So if you want to taste just like mine, you better use egg pasta. White pepper. You need some chili oil, fish sauce, oyster sauce, soy sauce, and some garlic. I'm using diced fresh garlic because I don't feel like chopping it. Doesn't matter who chops the garlic, just use it. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, first things first, start your water, boil your noodles. I don't think I have to teach you guys how to do that. If I do, this is not the channel for you guys, but whatever. Go ahead and boil your noodles. Now let's go to the real cooking. Okay, we're about to season our meat. So, since I'm using shrimp, I like seafood with citrusy things. Even though we're making a spicy garlic dish, I still like citrusy things. So, I am going to use some olive oil and just spread that on top of my shrimp. I'm just going to toss it, making sure everything is coated. And the reason why I'm using the olive oil is because I am going to sear this in a pan. And I want my seasonings to stick. So I'm just going to make sure everything is coated. And I'm only using 2 seasonings. So the first is this seasoning from Trader Joe's. Let me let it focus on it. It is the citrusy garlic. It's so good, but you are going to taste the citrus. It's similar to lemon pepper, only more lemony. So this is the first thing I'm going to use. And I'm just tossing that on the shrimp. And then the last thing is smoked paprika. Not regular paprika, the smoked paprika. And let me let that focus so you guys can see that as well. There we go, smoked paprika. Just gonna toss that on my shrimp. This gives it flavor and color. Regular paprika does not give anything flavor to me, but smoked paprika does give it flavor. It has a smoked flavor to it, and it has a smoked smell. So always use smoked paprika, because other than that, you're just gonna be giving it color, not gonna even give it any flavor. So I like how that is looking. You don't need a lot. This is fine the way it is. And we're gonna go ahead and set that to the side until we are actually ready to cook it. We are almost done with this recipe already, guys. So now we're gonna start working on our sauce for our noodles. Okay, so we're gonna get started on our sauce for our noodles. Remember, this is spicy garlic noodles. So what we're first gonna start off with is the garlic. Remember, guys, I told you that I have bought fresh diced garlic. As you can see, it's not like the minced garlic that's actually in the containers with the water. It's diced garlic. So this is my favorite when doing dishes like this. So I'm gonna take a tablespoon first, and then I'm gonna take another tablespoon and put that in there. And to be honest, I think I need this entire container that I have, so I'm gonna put the rest in. And that's about 3 tablespoons of garlic. This is a garlicky dish. Remember, it's called spicy garlic noodles. So next, what I'm gonna do is just clean some of this garlic off, because I'm using the same spoon for everything. All right, and I'm going to take my chili oil, and you can find this in your Asian aisle in any grocery store. And I'm going to take 1 tablespoon of that, throw that in there, and I'm gonna do 1 more tablespoon. There we go. So I'm gonna close up this jar. Next, I'm going to take my soy sauce. I choose to use the Kikkoman soy sauce, but the one with less sodium, because I believe that soy sauce has a lot of sodium, and I'm okay without it. So I'm using 2 tablespoons of that. If you can't see, there's a trend. I'm actually doing equal parts of everything. I have oyster sauce. Let's let that focus. Hold on. There we go. There we go. And I'm going to attempt to get it out, but since it's so thick, it's kind of hard. I'm doing 2 tablespoons of the oyster sauce. And it's a little bit slow. All right. And then I have fish sauce. If you don't have this, you feel free to go ahead and just use any type of stir-fry oil. But I'm using fish sauce. And with this, I'm only going to use 1 tablespoon because it's like a potent flavor. All right. And lastly, I'm going to put some honey in here. 2 tablespoons of honey. So let me grab that because I didn't show you guys that. Give me 1 second. All right, guys, I have my honey. I'm putting 2 tablespoons of that in here. And literally, that's all we need. So I'm just mixing up my sauce. I want it to marinate a little bit. There is a reason why I'm doing all these steps in a certain order. Because my shrimp is currently marinating. Now my sauce is going to marinate. My noodles are done and ready. Now we're going to start working on our bok choy. Alright, so I have my bok choy. As stated in the beginning of the video, you can find this in the Asian grocery store, or you can find this in a grocery store in the produce department. I have not rinsed it yet because I like to cut it first and then rinse it. So the white part that's on the end, I don't use that. Although I know some people that does. So what I'm going to do is just cut off the leaf from the white part. So I'm going to work on that. Once I'm done, I'm going to rinse it and then I'll be back. Alright, so I have rinsed my bok choy. I'm just patting it dry now. Well, not all the way dry, but just getting the excess water off, to be honest. Just because I want to be able to season and saute whenever I bring it over to the dish. So that's what I'm doing. You don't have to do this step. It's really optional, and I'm just being honest. It's optional. But it just tastes better like this. So, and as you can see, I'm not doing it, you know, perfect. I'm just patting it. All right, so I am done. I'm removing the paper towel that it was drying on. And now what I'm going to do is slice the bok choy this way. So you see this leaf is pretty big. I want to take some of this white part off. Some people will opt to keep it, but I don't want to. But I am leaving the stems that's going into the leaf. I'm leaving that on there. So I'm just going to take this, roll it up, and guess what? I'm just going to cut. It doesn't have to be small. Like, it's about that big. Kind of like greens. I did forget to mention that if you cannot find bok choy, spinach would also work. Or if you're just afraid to step out of your comfort zone and try bok choy, you can use spinach. Alright guys, so I am now at the stove. I have a lightly greased pan with some olive oil. All I'm going to do is set my shrimp in here. We're going to sear it on each side, about 2 minutes per side, and it's going to be done. So that's all. I'm sure everyone knows how to cook shrimp, but if you don't, it doesn't take long. You want to see it curl up. If you overcook shrimp, it will be rubbery. You don't want that. So just kind of monitor it. So I'm going to let this cook up, and I will see you guys once it's done. email? Your email?
I'm just sending my motor vehicle restaurant.
Really?
Yeah. Because you got proof of a registered car and it's showing, it ain't working.
But it's registered in Missouri.
It don't matter.
Okay, but why would they just now send it?
Nah, they ain't been sent to me. I don't know what to do. A whole year. You know what I'm saying? They were trying to debate like who they was going to give it to. And I'm sitting there with my old company, man. I'm like, I can say my motherfucker, man. That's how lucky I am. You know what I'm saying? Because it be interesting, like, you know what I mean? Like, here's a guy that's coming in. He's traveling the furthest of everybody. He ain't missed a day yet. He's been dealing with, you know what I mean, the newness of, you know, everything and just, you know, not having the right, you know what I'm saying, just being on, man, I just like, man, I can say my name. He told the other nigga name. He said that he called in and reminded him the other day, like, the whole 2020, he never missed one day of work. I said, yeah, he deserved it. You know what I'm saying? Out of the whole calendar year, 2020, he never missed a day. Ah, yeah, you got that off.
Yep.
So, that's enough for us to get employee of the month.
Alright, so I went ahead and removed my shrimp. I rinsed out my pan, added a little bit more olive oil. I still have the heats on medium high. Just making sure all of the pan is coated. We are now going to cook our bok choy. That doesn't take long. It's, like I said, it's similar to cabbage, but it cooks like spinach. So I'm just going to add that in there. And one thing about this is I'm not going to add in any seasoning. And the reason being is because our shrimp is seasoned and our noodles are seasoned. You don't need your bok choy seasoning because you're going to taste the flavors together. So this is just to avoid any extra sodium. So I'm just going to go ahead and saute that. It takes about 3 minutes and then we'll start working on our noodles. Alright guys, so I have switched pans. Now that my bok choy is complete, I have my drained pasta noodles right here. I'm going to go ahead and toss some of those noodles in a pan like that. Alright. Ooh, it's so good. So yummy. And now what I'm going to do is take that sauce that we made earlier. I'm going to pour that on top of the noodles. All over. And now we're just going to toss the noodles in the sauce, saute them a little bit. It doesn't take long. All we're doing is reheating the noodles with the sauce. That's all we're doing. Alright guys, there you have it. I have plated it with the bok choy, the shrimp, and the noodles. It's such an easy dish, but I promise y'all it's so flavorful. So please try it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and bon appetit.